The Department of Justice not holding back. At a 65th anniversary event for the Department of Justice, and Assistant Attorney General Vanita Gupta said that because of the Supreme Court's Roe versus Wade decision overturning Roe, quote, dealt a devastating blow to women throughout the country, that there's an increased urgency of the DOJ's work, including enforcement of the FACE Act to ensure continued lawful access to reproductive services.
The Fox News headline I find absolutely fascinating. It says, DOJ officials admit targeting pro-lifers in the wake of the Supreme Court ruling. So if you read the actual text of what she said earlier this year, in Dobbs versus Jackson's Women's Health Organization, the Supreme Court dealt a devastating blow, as Jordan, as you said, to women throughout the country. This is what she said. Taking away the constitutional right to abortion and increasing the urgency of our work, including the enforcement of the FACE Act, to ensure continued lawful access to reproductive rights. Now, here's what's interesting. Taking away a constitutional right to abortion. Well, that's incorrect, because what the Supreme Court said was there was no constitutional right to abortion. There were 4 prosecutions of cases involving the Free Access to Clinic Entrances Act in the last 4 years. Until now, there's 20, or more than 20 this year. So the government has decided that they're going to target pro-life speech, but there's been, Christopher Wray said 70% of the actions on violence on the abortion issue have been committed by people that say they're pro-abortion.
And yet not one of those people have been arrested. And we've seen 21 people be arrested out of the 30% they're saying is targeted at abortion clinics and pro-abortion organizations. So 70% of the violence targeted at pro-life and like pro-life pregnancy centers, and yet not one arrest.
It's clear that this administration is bent on the idea that they are going to do whatever they can to push the abortion agenda forward, even to the point of dusting off from the shelf, so to speak, the Free Access to Clinic Entrances Act. And like I said, that we challenged it earlier in the 90s, and then it kind of stopped being used. And they would go get trespass actions and things like this. But now this is back. Why is it back? It's back because the administration lost at the Supreme Court of the United States. Let's just be honest. They lost at the Supreme Court of the United States. The court said there was no constitutional right to abortion.
The Supreme Court of the United States says there is no federal constitutional right to abortion. There isn't. We don't see that in there. Justice Alito wrote a brilliant opinion. The Supreme Court has spoken, so the Justice Department under the Biden administration says, we can get around that. We'll just hold abortions in VA medical centers, or in the current situation, we'll just target pro-life pregnancy centers who are giving advice to mothers who want to keep their children, and we'll invoke this FACE Act, and we'll just prosecute and target, and that's the word, target. We'll look and zoom in on those people who are pro-life.
At the ACLJ, we are fighting for life every single day. So when that clinic up in outside of Pittsburgh was being contacted by the FBI to find out what Jane Revenge did to them, 2 of our lawyers, Ed White, Frank Mannion, went there to meet with the FBI and our client. Why? Because we want to make sure that these investigations go forward.